I am a Gen X content creator who makes about $30,000 a month in the digital marketing space. Now, I love to come on here and share strategies, and today I'm going to talk about something I woke up to this morning, and I thought I haven't really talked about that much, and it was affiliate commissions from Pinterest. So Pinterest affiliate marketing is still a thing, and that is the strategy I want to specifically talk about today. Now, first, let me just say this. When I say $30,000 a month in content creation, it's coming from multiple strategies. And I will change these. Sometimes there'll be more of something, sometimes there'll be less of other things, and I'll kind of pivot. It depends on the platform. It depends on my life at the moment. Where's my energy? I operate 100% off creative flow. Period. That's how I work. I don't have an agenda for the next day. I don't have a to-do list. I don't have a plan. I wake up, I grab my coffee, I go to my computer, and things just start because I'm looking at analytics, or I'm looking at where I made money yesterday or whatever. And then I just follow that kind of inspired action. It does kind of turn into a little bit of a rhythm. So for example, right now, what I'm doing on Pinterest, I'm usually working on with my morning coffee. It doesn't get any more than an hour's attention a day, and not even, sometimes I won't work on it for days. But what I do is when I work on it, I create enough Pinterest images that there's something always publishing to my account. So for those of you that don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's when we promote a product or service that is somebody else's, and we earn a commission when it sells through an affiliate link that we are given by the platform or by the brand. That means we don't store anything, we don't ship anything, there's no customer service. I have no obligation to anybody. If they want to buy it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. It's a suggested link somehow. So I'll talk about how that looks on Pinterest. Pinterest is an idea engine. It's an inspiration engine. That is what Pinterest is still to this day. People go to Pinterest for ideas. If you hear nothing else in this video, please understand that piece of it. So they're looking up how to decorate a room, how to throw a baby shower, how to do their hair for weddings, what outfit to wear to the concert. There's a lot of niches in each one of these spaces. So for example, in home decor, there's cottage core, and there's grandma core, and there's farmhouse, and there's all of those things. And then same with fashion. There's all these different types of fashion that people are searching for. There's recipes. And then within the recipes, there's niches. Sometimes people want keto recipes. Sometimes people want gluten-free recipes or one-pan recipes, easy recipes. They might be looking for beauty tips on how to do their makeup and things like that. This is, if you can figure out how do I create articles, and it's still articles to this day are outperforming any videos that I make on Pinterest anyway. If you can create articles that Pinterest users want to read, you can make money. That's the most important thing you need to hear. And there's multiple ways. So I make money on Pinterest through ad revenue and through affiliate marketing. Right now, it's only about $1,000 a month. I'm not quitting another stream of income for this, but it was something that I added. I've been on Pinterest for many, many years. Oh my gosh. It feels like forever. I had my real estate business on there. I was doing some digital marketing things on there. I did recipes when I was a keto coach on there. So I know my way around Pinterest without claiming to be, a know-it-all, but I've had my hands in there, my hands on it a lot. So I'm also a strategist that really spots patterns. So I said, when Google was changing and traffic was kind of fading off from there, I thought, now might be a good time if I'm going to kind of let that go, what I was doing over there. Now might be time to go test Pinterest as a Pinterest project. What will it do? Can I use AI to help write the articles, or do I need to do everything from scratch? What does it look like right now? So then the second thing I decided was I'm going to create articles for Pinterest users this time. I'm not going to try to force my niche on the Pinterest users, which is the mistake people make. Instead, I am going to create content for the Pinterest users. So reverse engineering it, right? Which is really how we should be thinking about all marketing these days, is who's the audience? What are they trying to do? What problem are they trying to solve, or what are they looking for? And how do we come in around that with our product or service, right? It starts with that audience. So I did some research. Now I will talk about a couple of tools and I'm going to put the links below. I really like pin clicks. And the reason why I like pin clicks for research is because even though you can go to Pinterest and you can search around and you can get a good idea for pulse of things, we don't have numbers. We don't have real data that show us, okay, this is what people like. This is what people are really saving. This is what keywords people are still using. This is what's trending. Here's what other accounts like yours are doing. We can follow them. We can watch what they're doing. Not to direct copy, but to gain inspiration, right? This is the same we were doing with search engine optimization. We do this with YouTube tools. We do any kind of content creation algorithm, TikTok, Instagram. Any creator that's making a business, that has a business off of creation, we're looking at the analytics and we're looking at what our competitors are doing. Pin clicks gives us that data. But here's what I love to go to pin clicks for. So right now we're heading into the fall season and I love fourth quarter. That's when we make all of our money, is fourth quarter. So I'm working a lot on fall and pumpkin and Christmas things. And we're going to do best gifts for best friends and best gifts for the boyfriend and all of those types of things on Pinterest, maybe with some different titles, but that's kind of the idea of it. And I was trying to figure out, okay, what are people looking for with the word fall? What are they looking for? When somebody's looking up anything related to fall, are they looking for recipes? Are they looking for clothes? Are they looking for home decor? Well, with pin clicks, I can go into the, I forget what it's called, interests, I think it's called, and type in like fall, and I can pull up all of the top ranking pins with just that broad keyword fall. And I can get I can sort it by saves and say, okay, here's what people are saving. This is what they're inspired by. So I might see fall aesthetic. A lot of people are saving fall decor, fall, somebody sitting in their bedroom cozy with their rust colored sweater on with their hot chocolate. That's what people are saving. So then I reverse engineer that and I say, I'll feed it to ChatGPT. I'll open ChatGPT, I'll upload a photo and I'll say, or I'll upload 3 or 4 usually, and I'll say, what's the vibe? What are you getting from these images? And it'll kind of tell me what scope is. Then I'll say, what else, what kind of article could I create that would contain images like this that I could pin on Pinterest? And then it'll give me a bunch of ideas for articles. So that's how I came up with like one I've got that's a hot cocoa bar. And how to create this hot cocoa bar. That's how it came up, was I was looking at all these winter things or holiday things or something at one time. And it was saying, the vibe was there's hot cocoa in every one of these images or whatever it was. And that's how we came up with this hot cocoa. And then I was able to do all these really cool images with hot cocoa. Now, let's talk about how we're turning this into money. Okay, couple ways. The first way is, let's just say I write an article on how to create the cocoa bar. It would probably say like 12 hot cocoa bars to recreate or something along those lines. Whether or not the advertisers like list posts, Pinterest users do. And what I mean by that is a lot of the advertisers right now are saying things like, oh, we are not going to monetize list posts, because what they're trying to avoid is boilerplated, all AI created content. Advertisers are nervous about that. And so they're kind of saying, oh, well, we don't want just a site that's full of lists. But let me tell you, I've tested this. This is the one thing you get with me. I test to the point that I'm willing to lose my own traffic or my own website or whatever it is to make sure something legitimately works over something else. So I had gotten, how it works is you set yourself up with an advertiser, somebody that puts ads on your website through a code, okay? When somebody clicks on those ads, we make money. That's just basically the quick and dirty of it, right? And there are lots of different ad companies out there. Google AdSense being the most basic, and you literally could build your website, then you go over to Google AdSense and you apply for an AdSense account. If Google approves you, they give you a little snippet of code that you put in your header and footer of your website, or you can use a plugin extension or something. And now ads will start running on your website. That's the easiest, quickest way. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, Google AdSense is terrible. You need to sign up with a premium advertiser. So once I started making money on Google AdSense, I got 50,000 visits in a month and I applied for Mediavine. I got approved, ads started running. First thing I noticed is there was a drop back in my revenue because it has to ramp up through the new advertiser. That's always what happens. Whenever you start with ads, there's a ramp up time. So I really wouldn't judge anything for like 90 days. So once it got kind of up and ticking, it wasn't paying me any more than Google AdSense was. That was the first thing I noticed. I thought, wow, I really thought the RPMs would go way up. So RPM is basically an average of how much money you make for every 1,000 page views. Could be $8, $9, $10, $15. If you're in finance or a more popular niche, it could be higher. Your RPMs are often they're mostly based on the niche that you're in. But most of us that are doing Pinterest are in similar niches: home and garden, beauty and fashion, crafting, recipes, that kind of thing. Food blogs also got hit really hard by these premium advertisers. So what I did, I got a message from Mediavine saying, hey, we don't want list post websites, which was so odd to me, and something about boilerplated, which mine isn't. I do have a formula for how I create content that is pretty standard to me, but it's not all automated. I do use AI, but it's not just like where you let your software just run it all for you. I actually tried that for a little bit and I didn't like the output. So I never actually ran it to repeat. I mean, I tested and then I just didn't publish the content. So some people are doing it that way. And I think that's who they were targeting and how they were targeting. And they probably knew I was heavily using AI. Anyway, I went back to Google AdSense and I'm making more money than I was with Mediavine. And it's climbing and the RPMs are good. So I'm happy. I don't understand why everybody says Google AdSense isn't as good, because to me so far, it's doing very, very well. Now, that does mean when people land on your advertisers, ads. And as a creator, I don't love that. As a creator, I'm like, ooh, that's not very visually pleasing, but that's how we make our money. And there are controls inside Google AdSense that you can say, I'm going to turn that up. I'm going to turn that down. I don't want as many ads on the page. I don't want ads to show on this fold or in this section. So you do have controls. You can also block certain advertisers from your site. So I'm happy with it overall. And I was very excited when it passed $800 a month, because this was just a little test project that I do coach. I have a bunch of coaching clients, over about 110 right now, that I work with in a group coaching program where I teach everybody how to make money. It's called Ballen Blueprint. It's called Blueprint Coaching at ballenblueprint.com. Link is below. And I wanted to test this for them. Like, could we make money starting this little side hustle? So that was the first leg of it. Then I started looking at, okay, how do we bring affiliate marketing into this? Because more than anything, my passion is affiliate marketing. It's my favorite thing to do. Absolute favorite thing to do is promote a product or service that's not mine and get paid for it. Whether it's pumpkins and fall decor, or skincare that I put on this morning, or the t-shirt that I bought at the store, the microphone that I'm wearing underneath, whatever it happens to be. So it's like, how do I do some of this in my blog? So here is how it works. There are multiple ways, but this is the cleanest, okay? Pinterest will shut you down. If they think you are just a spammer and all you're doing is going on and you're not creating value and you're spamming Pinterest with affiliate links by just making a pin and attaching affiliate link and making a pin and attaching affiliate link, they'll shut you down. They don't want that, okay? Now there are ways to use it, and I'll talk about that in a second, where you can make a pin and do an affiliate link and it's not spammy. But a lot of people just make a quick pin, throw it in there, and they'll smack in an Amazon link that isn't even really appropriate to the pin, and that's what they don't want to see. The cleanest way to this day is to create a blog. It feels old school to me. It almost feels like, really, we're still doing this with everything going to video and live streaming and all the things. But let me tell you, it still works. On Pinterest, it still very, very, very much works. So what we do is we create articles on a blog, and then we create an image that is called a pin. I do 9x16. They're the long kind of rectangular images, right? And you can just go to Canva and type in Pinterest pin and it'll pull up those image sizes, or a long pin, which is what I use primarily. And we create an article and we create an image pin. Then we go over to Pinterest, we click add pin, we upload our image, and then we give it a title, we give it a description, we give it a link, just like we would if we were uploading a YouTube video, or we're uploading a TikTok shop video, or we're uploading an Amazon influencer video, any of these types of things. We're uploading something, title, description, link, right? Pretty standard. There are some cool other ways you can add links to Pinterest as well, but this is like the pretty standard way of doing it, okay? So the title would be something related to the title of your blog. The description would be kind of like your blog excerpt, so, basically. And then the link would drive them back to your blog, okay? Now, how do you make money? When they click through on that blog, the ads are there, you can earn ad revenue. That's one. But from day one, the very first day you publish your very first article, you can add affiliate links. Where are you getting these affiliate links? It could be from Amazon. It could be from LTK, the Like to Know It app, which I love because they have links to everywhere in there. It could be you're part of an affiliate network like Impact or AWin or CJ.com, or one of those that you've gotten links with. It could be you directly partnered with a brand. For example, on the other day's video, I was wearing I forgot to put it on. I was wearing a necklace, and it was a 2-piece necklace here. Anyway, that's by a jewelry designer called Katya Designs. I like the style. I started buying the necklaces because I liked them, which is the best way to do affiliate marketing, is when you actually like something. And then I went and joined her ambassador program. As an ambassador, I get like 15%, I can't remember, I'd have to go look, but like 15%. And then I also get 15% off my purchase. And then somebody else gets 15%. I can offer 15% off to my customers through a coupon code, which is cool. So if I wanted to, I could post a picture of that necklace on Pinterest, and the link could be the ambassador link that goes to her website. That would be appropriate to Pinterest. They would not have a problem with that. But here's the problem. Pinterest doesn't like it when you create a whole bunch of pins with the same link. So a blog is nice because every blog you create has its own unique URL, its own unique link. For example, ballenblogger.com/home decor/farmhouse kitchen. That would be like the URL. If you're working with an ambassador, like somebody like Katya Designs, she only gives us one link. She doesn't have any direct linking links to each of her products. It's only to the main store, at least what I saw. So I can't just go take pictures of all the necklaces I have in the same day and post images and put one link all the same, or I could get my account shut down. So there is a lot of, be careful. When you're first starting out, you got to be careful. So the appropriate way to stay in good graces with Pinterest in the beginning, so that you're not ruffling any feathers, instead, I would create a blog that says something like the best concert necklaces, or my favorite spiritual jewelry, or 3 ways to wear a layering necklace, whatever the example might be. And then I would go create the article, and I would put images of each of the necklaces. And then I would link to Katya Designs with the coupon code inside that blog so people could go shopping. But the Pinterest link would only go to my blog. I know that was a lot if you're new. I just wanted to make sure you're kind of hearing why we still use a blog versus just going in and putting in an image and putting in a pin, putting in a link. Now, and I also wanted to give you an example of where we get links. So that's how the Katya Designs thing came in. If you have a partnership with, let's just say Amazon Associates will give you affiliate links if you qualify for their program with your website. So you create a website, go in there and create like 10 articles or something, get a little bit of stuff pumping in there, then go on to Amazon Associates and apply with that website for their program. This is not the same thing as Amazon Influencer. This is Amazon Associates, and it really was created originally for bloggers that want to share links like that. And then there are tools and plugins that work with Amazon where you can put in cool images of the products, and you can put in sliders and carousels and all kinds of things. The one I use is called Lasso. I will link that below for you. But with other affiliate programs, you can still put in their links. So what I did for this morning's example exactly was this. I created an article called something like how to hold a fun crafts night for girls. Something like that, or adult crafts night. I used pin clicks to go find out what to create. They nailed it this time. I think I was looking up crafts and I was just scrolling all the ideas from crafts, and craft night or craft night party or something was coming up. And so I said, ooh, that's a good one. And I went and created this article about it. I did use AI. And I have a project folder in Canva. I'm not Canva, in ChatGPT, where I've given it a set of instructions on how I like my articles. And then I'll walk in there and I'll open a new chat in that project folder and I'll just type in the idea. So today might have been pumpkin carving. Like we're going to show a bunch of ideas for carving pumpkins. I would type in pumpkin carving and then ChatGPT will give me back title ideas. I'll pick one and then it writes the intro for me in my tone of voice and it'll do an outline. And if I like it, then I'll say, okay, let's start writing. And usually I'll kind of work with one section at a time just to make sure that it looks good. I don't just let ChatGPT write an article. It's going to be junk. Even today, you got to give it guidance. And those of you that are in my coaching program or have bought any of my ebooks, you get my prompts for this kind of thing. I do in my coaching program. You've got my SOP, my prompts for how I write these articles and all of that. But basically, you're just going to go into a project on ChatGPT and you're going to say things like, I want to write a Pinterest article. It has to be valuable. I want it to be, give it a tone of voice. You could say influencer style, third person, write like Martha Stewart, use my tone of voice, whatever that happens to be. Then you could say things like every section, most of these will be list posts. Every section should start with an H2. If you want to give it some sort of formatting, there should be an image idea. There should be bullet points, include a shopping list, whatever it is that you want to do. So I'll go through the title, the intro, and then the first item. And then if it's good and I like it, then I'll start. That's the pattern. ChatGPT will repeat the pattern. Once you have the first section done, like tweak it. No, I don't like that. How do we make that more valuable? Can you give me a few examples? Can you, whatever you want to do with it? Then it'll say, now do you want me to do number 2? And you can say yes. And then I'll take number 2 and I'll copy it over to the blog and so forth. That's just how I'm doing it right now. That could change. So it takes me longer because I'm going through each piece, but it's important to me that it's valuable, because if it's not valuable, if it looks overly generic, they're just going to bounce, right? They're going to go away, and that doesn't help anybody. So I really try to make it a good article, even though I'm using AI to do it. I'm the director of it, right? So then what I do is each section, and I do sell these ChatGPT prompts also at Stan's store. I'll put a link to that below. If you're looking for it, this one is called Blog Sections. And it's where I will say, I save in my ChatGPT prompts, it'll say something like create an AI image prompt for each of the sections in this article. And then it will give me all of those. And then I go over to my AI image creator and I use Ideogram. Again, I'll put that below too. And Ideogram, I'll put the prompt in there and it'll create a beautiful Pinterest style 9:16 image for me. Okay. And the one other tool that I use in this suite is called Harpa. And Harpa is a Chrome extension that works with the page. So I can save all my prompts and then it's page aware. So if I pulled up that blog sections prompt, I open Harpa Chrome extension, my web page stays right here. Then I can pull up the blog sections and it will read the page and it'll do all the sections. That's how I make this work. Now, these things are free. Some of these tools are free or they have a very low entry point. I always tell everybody, do as much as you have to do manually until you can afford the tools. I did so much manual before I ever started buying any tools. Okay. So don't think that you can, I can't do that because Lori has all these tools. That's not the right mentality. And that would be an excuse. Don't let yourself do that. These are kind of bells and whistles. Okay. When you get to this point, let's just say you didn't have Harpa. What would you do instead? Copy and paste your blog, put it into ChatGPT and say, give me an AI image creator for each one of these things. Then you don't have to have Harpa, right? Or if you don't have the AI tool, ask ChatGPT to create the image. Go into Canva and create the image. There's so many ways to do this. So don't get stuck on it. I'm just telling you, these are the things that I use. Okay. So somebody goes to the craft night blog, and on the craft night blog, I have make candles, wine and paint, and then I have a little shopping list under each one of them. So they go through and they see the candles and they click the button and they go to Amazon and they buy the candle list. That's affiliate marketing through blogging. Okay. You also could do another one I have is like shoe storage. I said it was something like the best hidden shoe storage systems. And I literally went over to Amazon and I got their 10 best selling, highest rated shoe storage systems, and I put them all on an article and I made an image for it and started making money pretty quickly off of that one. Another one I did was reverse osmosis systems. So that's kind of our old school way, was to do product comparisons or lists of actual products. That still works. It still does work. But most of what works is people are looking for an idea. You need to be the inspiration that they click on. Then you can put your affiliate products in the blog. Now listen, if you're brand new and you're just getting started, don't worry about the affiliate links. You're not going to have enough views or enough pin clicks to make any money to worry about. You've got to get that traffic up first. So I always tell people, start by deciding what you want your blog to be about. Decide who your audience is. In this case, it's going to be females, Pinterest users, mostly in the Gen Z millennial space right now. Although don't let that stop you, because there's others on there too, but that's like the main people that are on there. And then, but let's just say women is going to be your target audience. And okay, what kind of content am I going to create? Go on Pinterest and start doing search. If you can afford pin clicks, go for the paid tool. If not, go to Pinterest and start typing things in. Recipes, home decor, fashion. Start watching what happens in your news feed. There is so much more that I'd love to share with you, but I've got to digress because I've promised myself I'll keep my videos like this at under 30 minutes. But the best way to learn this is to pick up one of my ebooks below or join my coaching program. We have 2 monthly calls that are 2 hours each every month. We might be talking about Amazon influencer. We might be talking about TikTok shop affiliate. We might be talking about how to build a monetized YouTube channel. We might be talking about Pinterest that day. I have guest speakers that come on. I've got one coming on next week that is doing brand deals. He's going to share with us how an influencer gets brand deals because he does a lot in that space. And I brought another one on that just does a ton with TikTok live streaming. I brought another one on that was a big YouTube fashion influencer over 50. So it's that type of thing. I also have videos and to-do resources and ebooks and tutorials and the ChatGPT prompt. So I'd love to have you if you like this style of video. Let me know what else you'd like to hear about. I'm Lori Ballen. Thank you for joining me today.